Before watching the video, don't forget to subscribe the channel and enable bell notification to never miss an update from us.
Good morning, all of you. This is Ashima, and in this video, we're going to talk about everyday news events. The news events are going to be in a bit of detail, and important points are going to be shared from various news events. So, this video is going to be more of an informative kind of a video where all the important points associated with the news event are going to be discussed in as less time as possible so that more and more news events are covered in a lesser time. Right? So let's begin the discussion now. Starting with the first news event, which is related to RBI. That being that there is a 6-member panel to carry out comprehensive review of working of asset reconstruction companies in financial sector ecosystem. Now, this member panel has been created with head as Sudarshan Sen, who is a former executive director of RBI. Right? Who are the other members of this panel? It's Vishakha Mulya, who is ICICI Executive Director. Then PN Prasad, who is a former Deputy Manager Director of SBI. Rohit Prasad, who is a Professor of Economics at MDI Gurgaon. Abaizer Devanji, who is a partner at EY or Ernst & Young. And R. Anand, who is a chartered accountant. These are the 6 members who are going to run this panel and see about how the new regulations can be created related to ARCs. Right? Then we have Startup India Seed Fund Scheme, which has finally been started now. It was launched by Piyush Goyalji, who currently has multiple ministries, including the Railways and Commerce and Industry Ministry and Consumer Affairs and Food Public Distribution. Now, government has approved 945 crore corpus amount for this particular fund, which is expected to support about 3,600 startups via 3,000 incubators. And this fund of 945 crores is an overall fund which is for the upcoming 4 years, starting one from 1st of April 2021. From 1st April 2021 to the next 4 years, this 945 crore corpus amount has been approved. And this scheme is for providing assistance for all the startups, for providing proof of concept, for prototype development, for trials, for market entry, for commercialization of those startups. So basically helping startup build from scratch to a higher position or grow to a bigger position is the reason why this fund has been created. There's an expert advisory committee which is going to be formed, and this committee is going to monitor all the execution of this fund. Then we have Henley Passport Index. So quarter 2 2021 rankings have recently been released of Henley Passport Index, in which India is ranked at 84th position. And the index is topped by Japan. Now, in this index, what they measure is how many countries can be visited by having a passport of a particular country, and that too either visa-free or with visa on arrival. If we talk about India, there are 58 countries that can be visited using India's passport, whereas for Japan, the score is 193. The second rank is of Singapore in this. Then we have a Blue Alliance. Now, Blue Alliance was launched on 20th of April 2021. What is the purpose of Blue Alliance? The purpose is to protect 5% of the world's ocean in the coming 5 years. The 5 oceans that we have, protecting them for the coming 5 years is the reason why this alliance has been signed. Right? Now, according to Marine Protection Atlas, about more than 7% of the world oceans have been designated as protected areas. Whereas in reality, now as per the theoretical part, we can say that in papers we have 7% of the area or 7% of world oceans which are protected. But in reality, out of these 7, only 2.7% is in real, it is fully protected. Right? So, taking care of the oceans, of various measures that need to be taken care for conservation of them is the reason why this alliance has been signed. Right? Now, taking it further, it is a global partnership of 5 core partners and then a few NPOs also, non-profit organizations also. Which are the 5 core partners? Core partner being Conservation International, the Global Environment Facility, Few Perishable Trusts, Mindru Foundation, and Rob and Melanie Walton Foundation. These are the 5 core foundations of this alliance, whereas there are few other non-profit organizations as well. What are the target areas of them? So Antarctica, Seychelles, Canada, Palau, Western Indian Ocean, Fiji, Tristan da Cunha, which is an island in South Atlantic Ocean. These are the 7 locations which are aimed, or they are the target of this alliance, right? Then a few one-liners. India has marked 4 successful decades of scientific endeavor in Antarctica recently. 40th ISEA, which began its tour from Marmugao Port in Antarctica on 7th of January, has returned to Cape Town as of now, completing its days in Antarctica. Now, what was the name of this vessel? That was MV Vasily Golovin, which is a chartered ice class vessel. And if we talk about the stations or research stations of India in Antarctica. So we have 2 permanent research stations in Antarctica, them being Bharati and Maitri. Bharati and Maitri are the 2 research stations, permanent research stations of India. Then Italy has launched its first ever mega food project in India. Where has it been launched? In the state of Gujarat, it has been launched. Then RBI has approved reappointment of Murali M. Natarajan. Now, Murali M. Natarajan has been appointed as MD and CEO of DCB Bank for a coming 1 year. Then India has clinched 14 medals total with a overall rank of 3rd in the medal tally in 2021 Senior Asian Wrestling Championship. Where was this championship held? The venue of this championship was Kazakhstan. And if we talk about the top in rank tally, that was Iran. Iran had topped the rank tally with Afghanistan being the next one. Now, how many gold were won by India? There were 5 gold which were won by India. New Zealand government has announced to consolidate the fragmented health system in country into a national service, more like what we have in Britain. So New Zealand is planning to make it more like a British system. Currently, New Zealand has a divided into 20 district health boards, with each health board having its own budget. Now, 3 district health boards will be replaced by a new single body, which will be called the Health New Zealand, right? Now, why do they need to consolidate? Since they are consolidating, why is it needed? Because although there is a subsidy on healthcare system in New Zealand, but patients visiting hospital will still have to pay a portion of cost to access many healthcare services. Like more than 1/3 of New Zealand citizens, they opt to pay additional benefits for extra payment. Right? So it is kind of uneven system. So bringing a uniformity is the reason why this has been brought. Then Life Insurance Corporation or LIC has selected Paytm to conduct its digital transactions. What is the purpose of this? To enhance digital payment ecosystem in LIC also now. So for that part, with Paytm they have partnered. Now here you need to know important people, especially chairperson. So see, chairperson of LIC is MR Kumar. Whereas for Paytm, we have a CEO, which is Vijay Shekhar Sharma. Then IFCO, Indian Farmers Fertilizer Corporation Limited has announced that it is establishing 4 oxygen plants, which is in Gujarat, UP and Odisha. In these 3 states, 4 oxygen plants are going to be set up by IFCO currently. And the budget for that has been set at 30 crores. Then COVID-19's first oxygen express train has left from Mumbai to Vishakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh. Global carbon dioxide emissions, they are set for the second highest increase in the history in 2021 as per the IEA Global Energy Review 2021. Then a Christmas big book has recently been released by J.K. Rowling. World Liver Day is held on 19th of April, UN Chinese Language Day on 20th of April, and National Civil Services Day on 21st of April. Now, with this, we wind up the segment. I hope this session has been helpful for all of you. We'll see you in the next video with more such news events. Until then, goodbye, take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and good luck for your preparation.